Hand me the stage. Unusually for me, I'm still crying on some of the expertise that was shown here. But we'll start with Jill. Table topics is something that is really the epitome of what you must achieve, in as much you get no notice, no rehearsal, no redoing of your speech. It is something that happens to you on the spot. And the trick really is to talk rubbish. Now you know you can do that because you just heard 6 of them. So it's really easy. When a table topics master comes up, and I'm a great fan of Jill, it always amazes me when they bring their props. Because you want to know, where on earth does anyone collect that? Worse than that, it may actually live in their home. Can you imagine walking into a lounge with that prop? I have. That makes you wonder. Don't drink soup when you get there. Jill, it was a great subject. You took time in choosing your objects, or buying them, or taking them off the shelf. And I think that it encourages people to come up with a lot of baloney. And this was some of the greatest baloney I've heard. George, a wooden duck. How can anybody talk about a wooden duck? When you're very spontaneous. You came across with, the first person up is always very difficult, I think, because there was obviously a theme, and you're the first one to set the trend, and I thought you did extremely well. I would like to make a very small recommendation, is that whilst you were moving around up and down, which is fine, you also were still speaking when you turned around, and then it gets a little quiet, so that not everybody can hear what you're saying. Now, I'm colourblind, so I couldn't hear a word you were saying. But on the whole, you came across extremely well, and it's a great way of making a description of a very interesting duck. Right, Coralie. Now, all of you who know Coralie know that she likes 2 great things in this world: tortoises and the Zumba. Now that she's shown us that she's into chickens, God knows what will happen the next time we choose you for a subject. Very, very adept. You come across extremely well. You can talk about anything. And that's the whole object of table topics. You've got to be able to adjust and actually come across, even if it is rubbish, that keeps the audience happy and interested and involved in everything that's going on. She managed to do that. You dressed the audience very well. I thought it was terrific about the 2 million chickens in the world, or different chickens. That really got me going, that did. But only 6 with long legs. Well, I've never actually noticed that, but I think terrific. And 2 were stolen. Well, God knows what they produce. Anyway, I would like to also, just to make a very small recommendation, when you speak, also your voice drops just a little bit. Now, I don't know whether it's that I'm getting so old that my hearing is going, but again, when it drops a little bit, and you're at the very back, can't always hear what you're saying. Other than that, the business about the eggs I thought was terrific. However, there was one thing you missed out. You mentioned very specifically that this was a hen. To produce the eggs that would make other chickens, presumably you need a cock. Cool. But anyway, you would very good. Your auction, you did a terrific auction there, and if we should ever, she actually got everybody up to 1, 2, 3, 3.50, 4, and £5. Not 6, but 5. Very, very good. And I think, as an auctioneer, you have to be a bit of a Toastmaster. And I thought she encouraged you all very, very well to come up with the figures there. Mustafa, you had a duck. An African duck. There's Mustafa. There's Mustafa. Right. An African duck. A China African duck, which I thought was really interesting, and something about broken hearts and in the African Sea. Well, I've never seen a duck in the African Sea, but maybe they They are there, but a very, very small recommendation, because I thought also you came across and you produced your voice and you were expansive and you caught everybody's eye, but you tended to walk around in circles. I mean, the poor duck would get giddy, obviously. And you came to Simon. Simon, it's impossible for you to describe what that was. From where I was sitting, I thought it looked like a percolator. So for you to come up with a wine holder, I thought was really good.
The audience did.
The audience did, okay. You also go just a teeny weeny bit quiet as you're speaking, and sometimes, and it must be my age, because sometimes I couldn't quite catch it all. After all, I'm the one that's supposed to be writing all this information down. But on the whole, I thought you had the most difficult. Now I can see it. And I still don't understand what the top would possibly be for, but I think that you had the most... Sorry? It was like a cat. If you've got to explain it, you're already too late.
That kind of taste like you.
But on the whole, Simon, I thought you had the most difficult one and the greatest job of description there. I thought that was excellent. Thank you. Angela, I'm coming up to yellow and I wanted to spend most of the time talking about you. You made me cry. I understand your duck was a chicken, or a chicken was a duck. You didn't actually know the difference, which is more funny. I don't often cry over things like this, but I thought you were incredibly entertaining. You do what you do the way you do it. Nobody else can stand up here and do what you do. And please carry on to do that. Some of your information for wooden eggs, and you'd be a terrific stand-up comic. You should actually go talk to Bob here, because I'm sure he could turn you into a legend. Finally, there's me. I think you've had enough of that. Thank you very much.
Well, it will come as no surprise to you that Peter Francis was